How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be going over all of the movies I watched last month in July 2023 because it is officially August now. Time's going by fast, but I love doing these types of videos, so let's just get on into this. Starting off with No Hard Feelings, and to be honest, this has become one of my favorite movies of the year. I'm just going to say it. I loved the premise of this movie. It was so outlandish and hilarious, and Jennifer Lawrence just pulls this off quite well, in my opinion, and I want to see her in more comedies, to be honest, because I think she would do really well. She's probably been in some that I haven't seen, but yeah, funny stuff. Anyway, next I rewatched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade because I was, rewatching the Indiana Jones movies for Dial of Destiny, and I already talked about this movie a little bit in my ranking of all the Indiana Jones films. And I have some controversial thoughts on it, mainly because I said it was my least favorite of the original trilogy, but I still really love this movie. It's really great. I just, don't like it as much as Raiders or Temple of Doom, but it's good stuff. Anyways, I also rewatched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, another movie I kind of have controversial thoughts on because I think it's a good movie. It's enjoyable. What can I say? I have a blast with this film. Not as good as Last Crusade or, again, the original three, but I do think I like it more than Dial of Destiny, so there you go. Then I rewatched The Princess and the Frog because I'm still trying to get through all of the Disney animated films. Why? I don't know. This was a stupid goal I started last year, and now I'm continuing it. But we're almost there. Princess and the Frog came out in 2009. Love this movie. Really solid. And I forgot how good it was. It's good stuff. And then I saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, finally. I was late to this movie. I didn't see it until the 11th of July. But it was good. I enjoyed it. And I was, it's interesting because I feel like I'll judge this movie a lot differently once I get to see Beyond the Spider-Verse, which will come out hopefully, I don't know when, honestly. They said next year, but I don't think that's happening. 2025 at the earliest. But yeah, I like this movie. I wish I didn't get spoiled for a bunch of things that were in it. Anyways, then I saw Imagine Dragons live in Vegas. This was their recorded concert at, I guess, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And this is where I reveal that I'm a fire breather. I'm an Imagine Dragons fan. I know, little cringe to some people, I'm sure. But what can I say? It's, they're fire for all intents and purposes. Okay, I don't know. This was good though, and I wish I got to see them live, in person. But this was cool that Hulu put this together, to be honest. And Dan Reynolds brings a lot of energy to his performances, so you gotta respect it, I feel like. And then I saw Horrible Bosses. I actually didn't see the whole movie. I caught most of it on TV, but I actually already came to the conclusion that it's peak comedy. And of course, it came out in 2011, there are so many great comedies that came out in 2011, in my opinion, at least. I'm sure not everyone will agree. But yeah, this movie's so unhinged, dude. Jennifer Aniston's character in this, what the hell, dude? Crazy stuff. But hilarious. Then I saw Tarantella, which is Christopher Nolan's short film that he made in 1989, but it says 1990 on Letterboxd. I don't know. Maybe that's when it was released. But this is really good, actually. I think a lot of people don't really care for it because it's basically very, I guess, experimental, you would say, kind of avant-garde. You could say that, I guess. But I liked it. I liked that. And it's only 5 minutes, so it's not like it overstays its welcome. But I thought it was pretty trippy. I thought it was pretty cool. Gave me, interesting vibes. I don't know. I liked it. Then I rewatched Tangled, another Disney movie that really great. Solid stuff. And I can't believe this movie's well over a decade old. That feels really weird for some reason. Because I think this was, Disney's first 3D animated musical. So that's kind of monumental, I guess you could say. But yeah, this one's great. Got great characters, great songs, great story. It's really fun. It's got a lot of energy to it. And it's funny, and yeah. Then, of course, I watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and I finally was able to check this out this month, and it was good, but I just don't think it's the best Indiana Jones movie or anything. And it's my least favorite Indiana Jones film. If you saw my ranking, yeah, it's my least favorite, but I still had a fun time with it. What can I say? Then I saw Peter Pan and Wendy, a movie that I didn't want to ever see, but curiosity killed the cat, so to speak, here. And I guess this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty bad for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of weird choices in here. The color palette still looks awful. It looks so boring. They do try and do something a little bit different with the Peter Pan story, which I respect, I guess. And Jude Law's Captain Hook, pretty good actually. But he's always good for the most part, I feel like. So anyway, then I saw Barbie. I did a whole review for this movie, so if you want a bit more in-depth thoughts on this film from me, go check that out. And I just don't think Greta Gerwig makes movies for me, and that's fine. She makes them for a different audience, and I'm not in that audience. And I don't hate this movie, let me clarify, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I gave it a pretty low rating on Letterboxd, and I'm sticking with it. I mean, I have a lot of problems with it, but yeah, it really just comes down to the fact that I don't like Greta Gerwig movies. So then I saw Oppenheimer to complete Barbenheimer. I saw Barbie first. What of it? Most people saw Oppenheimer first, but I'm glad I saw Oppenheimer second because it was the better movie, and it left me on a very, I guess, kind of scary note, especially the way this movie ends. But this is a movie I've talked about at great length now. I did a review for it, talked about it in my Nolan ranking, so yeah, just go check those out if you want to hear more thoughts. But great movie. I loved it. Then I watched They Clone Tyrone, a movie that I feel like should be getting a little bit more buzz. I'm surprised it's not, but I don't know. It's not amazing, I guess, but I enjoyed it. My main problem, thought it was going to be a bit funnier than I thought it was going to be. It's advertised as like a comedy, and it's like, it is a comedy, but there's definitely a message in this movie and some ideas in here that are pretty serious, I guess you could say. So, I don't know. And it was good, though. And the cast, John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, they're hilarious. And just, yeah, they're good. But it was a solid movie. I don't know. I expected some more laughs. I did laugh a few times, but I don't know. Then I rewatched Winnie the Pooh from 2011. I really love the 1977 Winnie the Pooh, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That's a great movie. And this movie is still good. I liked it enough, but not as good as the 1970s film. And this was kind of, I guess, the sequel to Winnie the Pooh, to that movie. It's not, you could watch them in any order, really. It doesn't matter. But, this one was fine, I guess. Then I saw The Beanie Bubble, another movie about how a product was created. Kind of. We've gotten a lot of those movies this year with Tetris and Air and Blackberry and Flamin' Hot, like all these movies that are about the creation of products. Although this one's slightly different, mainly because it's not really getting nitty-gritty with the details of how Beanie Babies were created. It's more so just about the relationship between Ty Warner and these two women. And I think that's pretty interesting. Zach Galifianakis, of course, is the main lead. And you have Elizabeth Banks and Sarah Snook in here. And, yeah, they're solid. It was a okay movie. I didn't love it. I probably will forget about it within the next few weeks. And I've already kind of forgotten about it a little bit. But, it was whatever. Then I watched The Machinist, which is a movie I had been wanting to see for quite some time, actually, because this is the infamous Christian Bale role where he lost a crap ton of weight. I think he's down in like the 120s, maybe 130s in this movie. Very skinny. And it's very funny, actually, because this is the last movie Christian Bale did before Batman Begins. So he has to bulk up again, gain a bunch of weight and muscle to be Batman after he did this movie. Insane. But that's not the only reason I thought the movie's great, because of Christian Bale. The plot's very interesting. I've heard a lot of people kind of compare it to Fight Club, and people say it's like a worse version of Fight Club. It does have some similarities to Fight Club, I'm not going to lie. It gave me Fight Club vibes a little bit, but it's definitely a different movie. Like, it's especially by the end, when you kind of, once you see the whole movie and it ends, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's a bit different than Fight Club. It's trying to say something different. It's about something different ultimately, but I mean, It's good. I loved this movie. It was solid, and I will continue thinking about it. Then I saw Kick-Ass, a movie that I'm ashamed to admit that I have never seen until now. Another movie that I've kind of been wanting to see for a while, but never just found the right time to get to it. I don't know. And it's, I love comic book films, so I was like, this should be up my alley. And it's kind of, to me, like if Superbad met like Spider-Man, to be honest. It's kind of that. It's a comedy, of course, and it just gives me that kind of, vibe to it that Superbad kind of does. And I don't know. It's a great movie, though. I loved it. It was hilarious and genius and good overall. I don't know. Thought it was funny. And I know there's a sequel to this film, so maybe I'll check that out one day. But yeah. And then lastly, I saw The Dictator, another Sacha Baron Cohen movie. I think I'm just obsessed with Sacha Baron Cohen films. What am I going to say? Borat's one of my favorite movies I think ever made. And Bruno I saw a few months ago. And that was pretty great, actually. But this movie is still good. I liked it quite a bit, actually. But it's not one of those films where Sacha Baron Cohen, for lack of a better term, pranks people by being this character and goes around the city or whatnot and interacts with real people. This is completely scripted. Well, Borat and Bruno, I'm sure, had scripts, but he was interacting with other actors. So like Anna Faris is in this movie. Ben Kingsley is also in this movie. So he's interacting with other actors, and it's like a story. It's not really him kind of, again, lack of a better term, pranking people like in Borat and Bruno by going up to real people. Hopefully I'm explaining that right. So that, I didn't really know that. I thought it was going to kind of be another one of those movies where he's going around real people and getting real reactions from people, because I love that stuff, but because it's hilarious just to see the real people's reactions to what's going on. But this is still funny, and there are so many unhinged moments in this. And yeah, I'm sure most people don't really care for this movie, but I don't know. I have such a horrible sense of humor, so that's why I liked it. But it's not perfect. It's definitely not as good as Bruno or Borat for me. But there you guys go. That is all the movies I watched this month. Quite a bit. Good haul of films, I would say. And yeah, let me hear the movies you guys watched this month. I'm curious to see what movies you were watching. And yeah, that's really all I got to say. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Check out my Letterboxd, which is important to advertise in this video because, I will follow back. And not only that, you can see, what movies I'm watching in real time, if you care at all. Do you care? Probably not. Anyway, also my Twitter's in the description as well. But yeah, with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Peace.